Alright, so we are back with another Witcherful episode of Gwent. Oh, I have made quite a few changes actually since the last playthrough, and I've still not embraced the armored decks yet. I'm not sure I will. I'm not quite sure I will. Did manage to add Andriga Larva and Imperial Manticore. As I've said before, one of the reasons why I'm not so much into the armor is because aside from removing any sort of unique style of play from personal decks, it just doesn't complement the monster deck, at least not in the way that it's been implemented so far. It doesn't complement the monster deck quite well. I wish it did. I do wish it did, but at the moment it does not. And one of the reasons for that is, I mean, my deck is a Deathwish deck, right? Now armor does very little for my deck because I actually do need my units to actually take damage and actually be destroyed. I don't need to protect them, right? I mean, in some instances, sure, but for the most part, it becomes more of a psychological thing where your opponent should hesitate, as to whether or not they should want to damage your unit or not. So, and that kind of takes away from it. And again, as I said before, kind of need my monsters. Some of my monsters, I do need them to actually be destroyed because my aim is usually usually deck destruction, which I keep using that term because it's something that carries over from Yu-Gi-Oh, because I play Yu-Gi-Oh quite a bit. So so that's the same strategy that I employ here, which is deck destruction, and that relies on my ability to actually dismantle my opponent's strategy. And with that, I do need my monsters to be destroyed. My armor doesn't help me in the slightest. Who knows? Perhaps that's why I keep losing as much as I do. Just perhaps that is why I keep losing. Alright. Let's see how bad my luck is today. I did manage to crank 16, by the way, by sheer luck. Not even sure I've won a match since then. Please find me an unworthy rival. I'd like to actually win a match today. Aha. I really need to learn each leader icon so I know who, what strategy they'll be employing before I swap my monsters out. Would have liked to have gone first on this one. I draw Imlerith, I need to go first. One of the things I've realized is, I'd like for them to do, since they've already decided to make the leaders just skins and you just select whatever ability, just go all out with it, and make it so anyone can select any leader ability from any faction. You've already gone out the window with the whole armored thing across all factions anyway, so hey, why not? This annoying bit.
Taught you to fight like this.
Surprised he didn't use it on Maruna. I mean, she couldn't have taken over that unit he had on the field before. Using quite a bit. Gonna be a bit tricky. It may require summoning Kiran a bit earlier than I had anticipated, but we may not have a choice.
Who's the courage to fight the Velkarls, eh?
By 2. That's disappointing. Delay that order. Gonna be a close one. He still hasn't used his leader ability as yet. Come on, I know you've got something up your sleeve.
I'll do what I can.
Okay. It's 2 might be far gone. Here's where the psychology comes in. Whoever wins this might decide who wins the entire duel. This card.
Gods protect us.
Such a shame. I must kill you.
Oh, it's gonna come down to the very last card. I guess he decided. I'd rather keep it, but I mean, I don't have a choice about to use it. Unless we go for a draw. Draw would not work out in my favor at the moment, so I don't have a choice. Yeah, draw would not work out in my favor. I'm down by one card. I need some sort of miracle to win this one. Oh, great. Draw all the duplicates that are in my deck. Oh.
Exactly what I'd hoped for.
It's not looking great. Not looking great at all. Okay, not bad, not bad. Damn it, it's not. It's his turn first. Kikimura could work out quite well with that laugh, but god damn it. I could redraw and end up with something even worse than I had before, so let's go with it. Do or die. Vigo's muzzle. Huh. To win this, I need Kikimura Warrior to not die.
We serve her who is virgin, mother, and crone.
She's employing that strategy again. I think that was a bit too dangerous to leave on the field. He also has Vigo's muzzle. Yeah, looks like I'm doomed. Not great. What are the odds? If he destroys Kikimura Warrior, I'm done. But that's my strategy right now.
Have you nothing better to do?
Ah, refresh leader ability. You know what I've been wondering, I've seen this, not this particular unit, but I've seen this ability used quite a bit, but I'm realizing there is no monster unit that actually refreshes leader ability. Not a purify thing, but refresh leader ability, right? I've seen it in several decks, but for some odd reason, it's not present in the monster deck anywhere. So there are no monsters with that ability, which kind of sucks. And I'm still wondering, you know, that one's really good now. That's it for that laugh. It's gonna be a tough one, guys.
Warranties of that soul. 3 times they warranties.
Really? How do you manage to do that much damage? This is all armor. Well, it works. Down to the final card, people. Trying to figure out which actually do more. Oh damn it, I might have just screwed up. Are you kidding me? Run out of rule space? Oh, come on. Wow. Wow. Lost by technicality. Lost by technicality. Although I may have lost anyway because I wasn't supposed to use Kikima Warriors. I wasn't supposed to use his ability on my drone there. I was supposed to use my ogre to actually destroy it and destroy one of his units. So I messed up. Although, either way it seems I would have lost because I ran out of space. Interesting. This is actually my first time having that many units on the board, so I didn't know what the actual limit was. Now I know. Probably wait to find out though. That was a pretty good match though. Come on, I need a win. I need a win. I hate these maidens. They're my worst nightmare. Ah, God, not the dwarves. Not the dwarves. Alright, I drew piercing this, or is it just the skin and not necessarily the ability? God, I need to learn those things. I mean, this might be as good as it gets. Let's go with it. Sadly, I am first. Don't want to overplay my hand. Yeah. Should have known that would have been the strategy. Sure, he has some way to re-summon them from the deck. They all seem to have that magical ability somehow.
Oh, you've done it now.
Assuming he'll no longer be the lowest unit on the field by next turn, so...
Right! Come on! Who's fast?
So what, it's the luck of the draw now? Could just take them both out at once. Not my plan this early on, but the further along the battle goes on, the less useful Imperial Manticore becomes, so hey. Oh, god damn it. I messed up. Shiza. Targeted the wrong unit. Yeah, I'm doing great today. I'm doing fantastic today.
Hi-ho! Hi-ho!
Yeah, I kind of just screwed up. Targeted the unit with the shield. Should have killed the other one and let the ability destroy him. Yeah. Not a great look. This was easily turn on us. We could either pass, which might be to our benefit actually, or hope we can still win. Oh, they.
We'll put Mahakam boots to Imperial arses.
Why do I have so many? Yeah, that was my first mistake. Too many goddamn Deathwish units. I don't have any way to activate.
Double shape!
But nonetheless, it's in my best interest to play this down to the wire. The less units in his hand, the better. We're not doing terribly. At least not as terrible as I thought we would have. Boosting that one, it could work out in my favor later on. We need this to go down to the last card. It's not looking great. Oh god, looking even less now. Wasn't expecting Geralt. It's not looking great. Looking even less great now. Should have. Did not think about Geralt. Yeah. Could win this, but then I'd be done by too many cards than I'd like to be. Ah, screw it. There are no guarantees in life, hey. I swear, these last two duels, my losses have been a result of my making some rookie mistakes. Passing this turn anyway. I need a miracle here. Down by 2 cards is not great. If I somehow draw Maruna, then maybe. But my luck's not that good. Come on, come on, come on. Nope. Yeah. It's not that great. Yep. I may as well forfeit this one. There's no way I'm winning this.
Not if anyone's got any hooch left.
This is just started off bad hands. Yeah. There's no point in that one. Just one mistake is enough to cost you a duel. That's the lesson. That's the takeaway. Ah. No mistakes this turn. No mistakes this turn. No more dwarves, please. I need to actually win. It's not the monster insignia, so skin is a misdirect. So the fact that he decided to bolster this particular unit suggests that he's employing a bleeding strategy. That's great. That's great. So I need to do away with that unit as quick as possible. Which is odd. Usually bleeding strategies would employ a different leader, not that particular one. Usually it's the Deathwish ability to bleed other units, but you may be using something different. Let's go this route first, just in case he has something in his hand to actually destroy. Ah.
Such a fine line.
Oh. I guess I should have gone with Manticore. Could still work out in my favor. No, it has 3. Need to get this off the board first. I still have a plan to take Imlerith out, but I need a unit that doesn't have shield on it. Might be a bit too late now if he does damage to it though. We'll see. If I use Ritual Sacrifice, whose gets activated first? Will it be Rotfiend that destroys that and then Imlerith, or does Imlerith's ability get activated first? Ah. Not in a million years would I have thought that would have worked out in my favor. Alright, we managed to luck out on this one. Based on his deck, if I draw Maruna, then I somehow think I can win this one. And we managed to draw her. Brilliant. Now, other units. Just in case. I don't particularly need this. Don't want this to boil down to this many units. Let's go with it. Risky. Fingers crossed, guys. Wow. A bit too early for that. But
I shall savor your death.
for a moment there, I thought I was the one that selected Foglet. I'm like, oh shit, I screwed up again. Well. That did not work out brilliantly. Dang it. I'll just have to risk it. It seems too intent on having bleeding monsters on the field. Ah, god damn it. Guess I should have saved it for that one. Not much I can do here. Might as well.
Be gone.
I might as well. Old spear tip. Oh, it's getting hard with that one. Alright, so I made the mistake of not thinking that they had girls in their hands before. They very well might this time. So I can't use Kieran's ability up front, but he might have something in his hand to destroy it. So all I can really do is summon it. Two high-powered monsters. ability can only do it once. Actually, it has 3. I've already activated his ability. No, I haven't. I have. So why the hell wasn't it in the graveyard? Oh, it was. Okay. If I pass, I'm not going to be able to use Kieran's ability again, will I? If he has Geralt in his hand, I'm screwed, so... Guess we'll see. Comes down to his one card. If it's Geralt, I'm doomed. Oh god, come on. Man. Alright. It's a bit too late for this now. Not my preference. And he's going first. It's not great.
Your deepest, darkest dreams, I can make them real.
It's not a great hand, guys. Didn't even draw anything with a Deathwish ability so that I could actually activate. Ah.
Be gone. Leave us.
Sigh. Bloody hell. I'm gonna lose by a unit. Man. If I'd only actually played Manticore in that first round instead of, yeah, on move. And I've somehow managed to not draw any unit with a Deathwish ability at that point in time. If I had, I could have won. Keep losing by these small, tiny margins. Either I'm the most unlucky. I have the unluckiest deck ever. Alright. Let's see what happens this round. It's the same person. Can't tell. I'm gonna look at his name. Really? Now you guys come out? Nothing. No. much better, I suppose. Oh, he's using a monster ability. So he's using a monster deck. Should be interesting. Let's see how he's been winning all his duels. To start off with. Okay, well. In this particular instance, we may have to just save Manticore for last. Doesn't do me much good here. Well, at the same time. I'm sure you have a Deathwish monster in there to destroy. You must have Manticore with you. Interesting play. I will take it. Where's my monster? That card was supposed to allow me to draw or to... Oh, okay. I must be imagining things. Oh, because I banished it. God damn it. It's because I banished it. Come on, activate its ability. You know you want to. It's the only way you're gonna save it. That's right. Surprised he doesn't have something to deal with Imlerith here. Very surprising. Seems like it would be a waste. I get the impression he's gonna pass. I'm doing my best not to use up the units that I have in my hand, especially Imperial Manticore. Okay, I figured he would. He's down by too many points to keep going with that hand, so he has one more card than we do. Again, by some miracle, I managed to draw. Okay, scratch that. Of course, I didn't. Ah, you are so lame, Foglet. I was hoping to draw Maruna, but let's go. I can pass, but I would only bolster his hand. I'd prefer to go this round. So we're gonna see what we can do here. Interesting. The fact that he played it so soon, I'm wondering, does he have that monster that consumes units with one power and boosts itself by 2? Do wonder. Yeah. He's trying a bit too hard to do that. So I can only imagine that that is the case.
You seek. Be gone.
Be concerned about Imperial Manticore though. Dang it. Doing it again. This can't be a coincidence, right? I'm not imagining things. Could just consume later on, so. Like I said, he's trying a bit too hard to keep the one power units on the field. A bit too hard. So let's hope I'm right. If not, then this would have all been for nothing and I'm gonna lose. Good work out. Your move. Down to my last 3 cards. Interesting. I want to use Aguara's ability to unlock Slizard, but it may be more important to actually get rid of Kieran here, especially since I know for a fact he has another one in his hand. So it's early, but it's now we know definitely know he has Kieran in his hand. Problem is, I mean, well, he doesn't have any Deathwish units on the field right now. There we go. So I guess I forced his hand a bit to play this first, but it does make me wonder what exactly does he have left in his hand. Is there a Geralt in there somewhere? I wanted to use this to unlock Slizard, but I may not have any choice but to actually lock this since he has Kieran left, so I don't have a choice.
Be gone. Leave us.
I don't have any other choice, guys. And if I'm going to use Kieran's ability this early on, not knowing what he has in his hand, I just get the feeling that he has a Geralt in there somewhere waiting for me. But we're already here. You're already here. Lowest units. Yeah, there's no way I'm winning this. I would want to force him to use all the cards left in his hand. But somehow I don't think that's going to work out in my favor. What? What? What the hell just happened? Dude, you have 2 cards in your hand. There's no way you can reduce the gap in our points. There was still another turn left. Ah. Interesting. Very interesting. Very interesting. Man, I get a feeling I should quit while I'm ahead. Let's give it another go. Maybe my luck will continue. Or someone else will forfeit instead of playing the match out. Come on, find me an unworthy rival. I'm ready. I'm ready. Why not so much? Oh dear God. My worst nightmare. I mentioned before that every deck has an opposite, you know, that one deck that you just have no counter for, or no matter how many times you counter it, they have something. Yeah, that faction is it. Good God, I'm gonna lose. Let's go. I'm gonna lose anyway. This is the most OP deck in the game as it is right now. It's the most OP deck in the game. Look at that. After 1 turn, and each of them have harmony. This card should not be this overpowered. There's no, I can't think of anything else that allows me to play 2 cards of my choosing from the deck. At the very least, with the summoning circle, it's the portal, it's random. Well, let's do our best, guys. Give me a 4 unit. Thank you. Come on, I know you're gonna boost it so I can take it the next turn. Not that you need to. Leader abilities, cards, everything here is just bloody ridiculous. Oh, he has dwarves too, does he? Yeah, there's no point in doing that now. Gonna activate your leader ability that soon. That's it. Well, the one thing I can say is the leader skin is actually one of the best ones I've seen in the game. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I would like if you gave me this one. But I suppose not. We're gonna let that one remain since it's going to be boosted, and hopefully at the end of it we can use Karate Heat Waves to get rid of it, but or not. This is not good.
Who taught you to fight like this?
You don't want to play Maruno unless there was actually a card on the field that I could actually take in the event against this strike. Still don't have that, but oh well. feel I'm at a disadvantage with this one, but
Such a shame I must kill you.
come on, use that leader ability. You know you want to.
Fighting me is like snogging a hedgehog's arms.
The old dwarven route. Oh, since it's the only one I can target, I can destroy that, but doesn't do me any good. I may as well save this for last. The odds of me actually getting that one is very slim. Obviously he's going to convert them to the Berserk Dwarf. It may be in my best interest to wait until he does that, so we're going to wait. We are going to wait. It's risky, but we don't have any choice. Bring out the Berserk Dwarf. Oh, he's summoning as many of them as possible first. If he activates at the end, then it's not going to do me any good. But at the moment, I can't target anyone else. Oh, alright. I forgot, it only applies in that row. What the hell with it? Come on, bring out the dwarf. You must have been saving it if you've been summoning all these rowdy dwarves in the room.
May your sword and arm be one.
Surely it can't be a coincidence. I would want to capture one of these units. Just don't know which one I'm gonna get. Oh, let's reduce the number. Come on, luck. Oh god. Bloody hell. Want one of the units with an actual 4. Well, still haven't used her leader ability, so I guess this is where that's gonna come down to. And I'm sure she's gonna do some ridiculous shit right now. Yeah, the other OP card in this faction. What the hell is up with this thing? This should be a general card, if anything, right? The ability is not at. I still think it's a bit overpowered because of its sheer ability alone, but it's not useful at the very first round or two. But if you play this by the end of the end of the round, you're pretty much assured a win. And there's no way I could win this now. It's only summon just be 3 units. I can take control of maybe 1. Yeah. Auto pass now. I shouldn't even use her leader ability either, so like I said, Squirtle deck is overpowered as hell. I wouldn't even be surprised if this player could beat me with 1 card in his or her hand. Get out of here. See? They didn't even pass. They're that confident that they can kick your ass with just 3 cards in their hand. And they should be. Especially with the leader ability, which, yeah, I figured. It's gonna convert them now. So she has the card in her hand to actually convert all of them.
Always willing.
Yeah. What other... Forget monster deck. What other faction is able to accomplish that with just 2 cards? I mean, monster deck is shit right now, so I don't even count that anymore. Yeah, it's gotta be worth it. There's no way to win that. Here's the thing with, I mean, with the changes that they've made, I could adopt that very same deck, but again, as I keep saying, what would be the point? I don't like the Skeletal deck. I like the monster deck. There should easily be a way for me, maybe not easily, but there should be a way for me to compete with a deck like that with my own faction. It shouldn't be that with every update, something gets nerfed, something gets overpowered. You know, one or the other, or oftentimes both, since they did both the monster faction in the last update. So it should be easy for me to win that duel without having to change my entire deck. And I keep bringing Yu-Gi-Oh into this argument because while the anime sucks, the current anime sucks, the card game still remains one of the best to date. And they've made a lot of changes that people have issues with, yes. But as I keep saying, I can still use my Synchro deck to defeat any other new summoning that they've actually introduced over the past 2 to 3 years. Right, so I don't have to change my deck, or I don't have to change it by much, or I don't have to use something outside of my monster type or faction in this case. But there's just no way to win against that particular. I have beaten, to be fair, I have beaten that deck before, right? Maybe not that particular player, but I have beaten that deck before. But it does require me to draw 1 or 2 specific cards, have the very first round, and win the very first round. So I have to beat those first three criteria to actually beat this deck, and it shouldn't be that hard, right? Who knows? Maybe it's a case where my deck is just inferior compared to other monster decks. I haven't seen any so far. I haven't seen any. Of course, there are varying decks with varying strategies, but for the most part, I think my monster deck is pretty decent. So it's not a lackluster deck where it's lacking in certain departments. It works. Just not with these factions that have been overpowered over the past several updates and the monster deck being gutted, essentially. But again, I mean, some of the changes that I would like for them to implement going forward. Treant, for one thing, make it a general card. It seems a bit much for that to just be with that one particular faction. It's an overpowered card. But hey, today was a good round, a good round of matches, albeit I lost the majority of them. But I've gotten accustomed to that by now. But win or lose, I still enjoy the matches, and I learn a lot from each that I actually do play. So we'll be back again next week, this time for more Gwent. Thanks guys for tuning in. So I'll see you guys next time.